Hello and welcome to the National Weather Service Pocatello, Idaho's weather hazard briefing for January 1st of 2023. Happy New Year's, everyone. Here's what you'll see in this briefing. We were expecting a winter storm to track farther north during the overnight hours and produce some snow even in the Snake River Plain. However, that did not develop. It tracked farther south and was a little bit weaker than anticipated. We did not get some northerly winds last night that would have helped the upslope flow on the mountains to the south of the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley, and that kind of upslope flow would have enhanced the snowfall, but it did not develop and has not developed yet. We are still expecting it, though, sometime today. However, that will limit snowfall in the south central and southeastern highlands a little bit. And then there was a snow advisory or winter weather advisory for the Snake River Plain and eastern Magic Valley that was issued yesterday afternoon, but they were canceled this morning. But the other ones are still in effect. We'll take a look at where those are. And other than a few flurries for Monday, this next slight chance to chance level for snow is Tuesday night and Wednesday. And then a third storm arrives Thursday night into Friday. First, here's a weather satellite image. You can see the low here. We were expecting it, basically its center is south of the Reno-Tahoe area. If it had been north like we were expecting, we'd have gotten much more snow, but it did track a little bit further south and has had less influence, especially on areas in our northern part of our forecast area. All right, so for the rest of today, light to moderate snow will continue in the southeast highlands, but most other locations will have light snow and only in portions of their area. For the Snake Plain and Magic Valley, it's just light snow if it's bordering the southern highlands. So right now we are looking there is a chance in Pocatello, for instance, of maybe 9/10 of an inch of snow. The Snake River or the Magic Valley in the Burley area, more like a little over an inch of snow. Somewhere in there is what we're expecting. And again, that depends on whether or not these northerly winds do develop. Looks like they should during the day today and continue during the overnight. However, the snowfall amounts will likely be split pretty evenly between those two periods. And light snow in the South Hills and light snow in the southern end of the eastern highlands. So that would be, Swan Valley up to the Victor Driggs area. Whoops. And then a break on Monday, Tuesday. Just a slight chance of snow in the Snake Plain, chance of snow in the southeast highlands, and a slight chance of snow in the eastern highlands. That increases to a chance of snow for both of those locations, and some slight chance of snow in places like the Wood River area, Sawtooth, southern hills. And then Thursday, snow becomes more likely. You can see, especially in the central Idaho mountains and in the southern hills, and a chance of snow in the eastern side of our forecast area. All right, so for today, the warnings and advisories, as you can see, it's all in our southern and eastern corners. And these are, part of this snow is already developed and fallen. However, we do have some additional snow to fall, and we'll take a look at what will be happening for the next 24 hours. So here's where all that low pressure is. See, much farther south than we had anticipated. I believe yesterday the low was right up in here over Salt Lake, not quite as far north again as we anticipated, but still we're on we are expecting it basically an all snow event. Here are the low temperatures from this morning. You can see it stayed very mild. We were expecting a lot colder air to develop, especially in the southern parts of this. It should have been in the teens, but we were actually still pretty close to freezing. And so snowfall amounts this morning, again, less than an inch now in the Snake River Plain, whereas before we were looking for as much as 2 inches to continue to fall. And then most of it, as you can see, is focused on places east of I-15 and south of Swan Valley and the reservoir there, Palisades. And then this afternoon continues to migrate to the south and east. And you can see it lets up a little bit as the temperatures do warm, and so the snowfall amounts aren't as much for a couple of reasons. And then this evening tapers off even more as the low starts moving away, and then late tonight pretty much wrapping up the snowfall amounts. So total for the 24 hours, that would be from this morning through until midnight tonight. For the bulk of it, you can see 6 to 8 inches in places like Soda Springs. Some places up on the benches in Pocatello, 2 to 3, but widespread in the Pocatello Basin, probably more like around an inch. American Falls, you can see 2 to 3, a lot less the further north you go. And then the further southeast you go, the more. All right, wind gusts. Again, we are still expecting, as you can see here, northerly wind to develop. And it would be gusting around 25, which would be enough to drift snow. Probably not really blow snow and reduce visibility, but definitely drifting it onto highways and, making snow control efforts all that more difficult. Okay, high temperatures for today. You can see we will struggle to get above freezing, so it's going to be 28 to 33 degrees pretty much all day, for instance, for Pocatello. And then overnight lows, as that north air moves in, or that northerly flow moves in, the cold air mass moves in as well. And so we're expecting quite a few teens to start to develop again. You can see the lows moved even further away, and not much really left for our forecast area, except for basically the Bear Lake region might be getting some flurries in the morning hours. The wind gusts on Monday, you can see there is a shift to more westerly and northwesterly airflow, and that could still drift whatever snow does fall. And then high temperatures Monday afternoon. You can see the cold air finally has moved in, everybody below freezing, and so we are in a cooling trend. The low temperatures during the overnight hours for Monday night, you can see some below zero temperatures starting to develop in the Arco Desert, INL property, and in the Stanley Basin and other alpine basins. And then high pressure moves in for Monday. So really not much going on. This is really light snow, if any develops at all. High temperatures for Tuesday. You can see again the northerly winds. It's really struggling here temperature-wise. In fact, the cooling trend continues with a lot of places staying in the teens now in the Snake River Plain. And then Wednesday morning, some lows approaching near zero. In the Central Idaho Mountains with the clouds moving in a little bit, it might take off the cold edge there in places like Stanley Basin. And then here's just, because of the cloudiness, there is a slight chance for some locations, but all of this barely even qualifies a slight chance here for, this would be Tuesday night. Then on Wednesday, again, temperatures, you see on the southern end starting to warm a little bit. Some places maybe getting above freezing, but a lot of teens still over the Arco Desert for highs. And then clouds move in during the overnight, and so the threat on Wednesday night increases. You can see there's actually a chance on Wednesday night of some snowfall for Stanley, Sun Valley areas. But elsewhere, it really is struggling to get, that 15% threshold is what we look for to say a slight chance, and that's still the truth. Anywhere from 15 to 25% would be considered slight chance, and there just isn't much outside of some of this, southern hills and portions of the Central Idaho Mountains. That's all I have. If you have any further questions, you can always contact us at this telephone number down here or check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching, and again, Happy New Year.